Well, as far as the information that I have heard, that they didn't fuss, what I call those 3 Fs when you have these type of encounters.
Yes.
You didn't fuss, or they didn't fuss, they didn't fight, and they didn't flee. It didn't. First thing is they didn't fuss, but I understand there was some disagreements there, but it might not have risen to the level of what you might call fussing.
Mm-hmm.
They might have asked some questions about what was going on or something like that. But evidently the officers that arrested them didn't interpret it as fussing, from what I could see. And but they were arrested because they were reported to have broken some type of law, all right? In which case the officers probably just acted based on what the report was, that a law has been broken, which I understand that later on they found out that no law was broken. Yeah. All right, so then that took care of itself. But as far as the conduct of the people who were arrested, that's what the code recommends that you do when someone comes to you with a badge and a gun or some type of weapon, or even without it, but with some type of authority that's supposed to be backed up by law. You don't fuss, you don't fight, you don't flee. You go along with whatever they say do until the matter can be resolved in a different environment, which evidently it was.
Yeah, they still were arrested, though.
Yes, but I understand that, that from what I understand, it didn't make it. They didn't go to the jail. I mean, they went to the jail.
Yes, they did. Yeah,
and they were detained for 9 hours.
Yes.
So that is a legal matter, which means that the officers will probably be in fault, or maybe the report that was made that they had broken a law is in fault. But all of that will be ironed out, I'm sure, in what you call the court procedures, whatever they are. And that's what I always recommend that people do.
Okay.
That's what I would do. If I'm in a coffee shop, or like Gandhi on the train, I mean, in the movie Gandhi, he was thrown off the train because he kept trying to show that he had a ticket to be on the train. But they told him to get his black.
Yeah.
They talked about his anatomy.
Yeah.
Off of that train, or he would be thrown off. All right. And so they threw him off the train, literally, and threw his bags on top of him. Okay. And that's a scene in the movie Gandhi. But he did raise questions in an indirect manner, simply by stating that he had a ticket. They said that they asked him how did he get a ticket. All right, that was a question. But he said, I was sold a ticket. All right, and they say, yeah, but you wasn't sold a ticket to sit where you are sitting. And he said he has a first class ticket, so he's in first class.
Yes.
And they told him, no, if you're colored, you don't sit in first class. And so I'm just relating this from a movie that's supposed to be based on fact.
Yes, yes, sir.
But I'm saying any type of situation where you're questioned about not being where you should be as a person of color, you don't fuss, you don't fight, you don't flee. You just go along with whatever they're saying because you're in their prison. Because you're already in prison anyway.
Okay, yeah,
They're just putting you in cuffs and taking you to another section of the prison. That's the way you look at it.
Okay.
If you are a person of color in the system of white supremacy, according to the code, you're always already in jail.
Right.
So it's just like someone coming to your jail cell and say, hey, we're going to put the cuffs on you and take you to see the warden. All right? So what you do is just put your hands out. And you go along with them and go to the warden. Okay? And the warden will tell you what it's all about. There's nothing to prevent that.
Okay.
All right? So you just get shot. That's all, because you got to look at yourself as a prisoner of war. Because according to the code, if you're a person of color and you're anywhere on the planet, you are already a prisoner of war in the system of white supremacy.
So you have to expect to be mistreated.
You always expect to be mistreated.
Okay, I got you.
Period.
Absolutely.
We have
Okay.
to put that in our minds. Oh, you can't do this to me. No. What do you mean they can't do that to you? You are in prison, folks. You are in prison already.
Already.
And act like a person who's in prison already. Now, but just like Andy the Frame in the movie Shawshank Redemption, always be making plans, all right, to not be in prison, okay?
Yes, sir.
But keep in mind, you are making your plans from within the prison. You're not outside the prison.